I'm writing to you from the fading afternoon glow of early autumn. I am in a real place, but often find myself dreaming of somewhere else, somewhere much larger than anywhere I've stepped foot before. By definition, these megastructures dancing around in my mind simply couldn't be built during my lifetime, but a girl can dream. On to the vibes. Let's start with the big one, Lorn's Lore by Rubeki. This one's pretty interesting because it's broken up into 8 chapters, each with a distinct mood, from endless concrete walls to shifting sands to this surprisingly chill, flooded area. This is a free climbing game, meaning you can find a way to get just about anywhere if you put your mind to it. It also means that you might get a little bit lost along the way in the more open areas, leading to a great sense of accomplishment once you finally make it across and look back at just how far you've come. This is one of the largest megastructures in this list, making you feel like the tiniest of little bugs with just a couple of climbing picks and an impossible dream to your name. It's worth noting that Rubeki is now working on another megastructure game set in the same place called Meganaut, which does have a demo on Steam. This one leans a lot more into the slow-paced horror side of things as you search deeper and deeper for a missing friend. It's got some light puzzle solving, a couple jump scares, and an atmosphere that's thick enough to float through. Man, I should have played this one sooner. Manifold Garden, which at a first glance just looks like it takes place outside on a gloomy day, but nope, the whole thing's inside a megastructure. This thing is so ancient it's had countless civilizations rise and fall inside it, and at this point, no one's really sure what its purpose is. The only thing they are certain of is that there's no way out. But is there really such thing as a completely closed system? Our goal is to find out. This one's an FPS, but it's pretty slow paced and there are some difficulty settings if you don't usually play these types of games. It does kind of play like a linear adventure game as you travel from place to place and get a better idea of what this world is like. My absolute favorite moment was when I came up over this hill and saw this view. If you also like this view, play Manifold Garden. Another great moment was this totally unexpected ambush. The whole thing can be finished in one setting, about an hour and a half for me, couple puzzle sections, couple secrets to find, wonderful stuff. Sometimes the only way up is actually down. Manifold Garden, not to be confused with Metal Garden, which I just talked about, is this impossible-looking first-person puzzle game that stretches on for infinity. You can jump off a platform and fall forever, but you'll repeatedly be passing by the same structures over and over again because this is one of those recursive type games. Oh, and you can also flip gravity's direction on a whim. Needless to say, I did have many moments of awe and confusion while playing. Manifold Garden mostly gives you that mind-blown type of feeling, but I did find a couple areas to be kind of horrifying in a way, like stepping into this room of infinite staircases. Heebie-jeebies all the way down. Definitely not a conventional megastructure, but it is pretty mega if you ask me. It does go on forever, and is quite an impressive feat of game dev. Blessed Burden is super under the radar. It just released in June, and it's about the last priest who goes into the devil's abode to save the world, aka hell. You're parkouring through hell. So I was instantly blown away by the art direction and just how colorful the underworld actually was. It's not a super demanding platformer unless you want to try some speedrunning, and instead focuses more on making you feel like a badass priest sprinting your way through hell. You can take things a bit more slowly if that's your speed, but doing things fast and gathering all the collectibles will help you unlock some upgrades to go even faster. I first discovered this game in a haunted PS1 demo disc, which are such a great resources for finding scrappy, weird little games like this, by the way. There's also no combat, which is definitely a selling point for some people, but mostly I'm just in it for the vibes. Here's a fun and free one, STRUCT. Technically, it's an unfinished project. I'm not sure if it's still being worked on or not, but I'd say it's worth a playthrough either way. I love this crunchy look with oddly detailed lighting. It makes the whole experience feel like a dream that could turn into a nightmare at any moment. Interesting. Lots of great vantage points to look out over the clouds and see how far you've climbed, and a couple challenging parts that had me gripping my mouse pretty tight in fear of falling all the way back down. But oh, if you want to talk about falling down, FALLSTRUKTUR is the perfect game for that, and sort of the inverse of all these climbing games. Now, is this really a megastructure? No, probably not, but I want to talk about it, so I'm calling it a deconstructed megastructure for the sake of this video. And what that means is that all the pieces are there, but they're just not all connected, you know? So instead of this being like a precision parkour platform or something like that, you pretty much are just falling down uncontrollably, bouncing and sliding along the terrain as you try to control your descent as much as possible and stop your momentum from launching you into the abyss. As you go down the terrain and obstacles change, from wooden walkways to stone pillars to a grassy field with ruined archways to this uncomfy looking spider thing and other abstract floating shapes. It's a short game, it's free, and I think it's pretty cool. I never ended up covering Bionic Bay on here, even though I did play through it when it launched in April. It's quite unusual for a physics-based puzzle platformer. Instead of entering a room and carefully considering all your options, you've basically just gotta make a run for it as all these sorts of lasers, fireballs, and machines chase after you. It's equal parts beautiful and chaotic and has the most detailed pixel art I think I've ever seen, full of all these wires and contraptions and bits of greebling that made my mind explode trying to come up with a reasonable use for them all. It's got some great set pieces, and playing around with the teleportation and gravity flipping tools allowed for some funny moments, and that feeling of just barely escaping a deadly encounter by the skin of your teeth, only to stumble into one more thing that goes horribly wrong. The structure in Bionic Bay is huge, and unlike a lot of these other games, it actually does feel like you get to explore a decent amount of it because you travel so fast through the levels. Really haven't seen too many people talking about this one, so there you go. And finally, 2 projects from Charlie Wagner, the Game Jam entry Tower of the Deep and the upcoming Hypogea, which is releasing towards the end of the year. Hypogea has a demo on Steam which has you jumping and flipping your way through this damp underground megastructure with your trusty staff. I love the movement in this game so much and how versatile this tool is. You can hook it onto poles and ledges, use it to extend your jump distance, or jam it into a slot in place of a missing lever. This is one of the more slow-paced games on this list, with plenty of opportunities for you to wander off the main path and try to figure out the backstory of this place. Really looking forward to playing the full thing, hopefully soon. And Tower of the Deep has similar vibes. This time there are enemies in the world, and you can unlock some skills to either take care of them or avoid them completely as you play. It's a short game, and I definitely died a few times trying to figure out where the upgrades were and the best way to go about getting them. Very cool vibes in both of these titles, and a nice way to finish off this video, I think. See you all in the next one.